All right, giving all glory and praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect. Shalom, welcome to another lesson. And I came across something that was pretty sick on this Twitter post. And this is just a prime example of why not just Esau, but the rest of the heathen, they're going to be punished too, okay? They're going to be punished too. It ain't just Esau. Even though we get on Esau the most, other nations are going to be punished, and they're going to be going into captivity under Yahweh Shai and the Israelites really soon. And I'm going to read this post, and I think it might be okay to play the video. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to read the post first, all right? This video of boys from poor families that were taken to dance for the Taliban and Islamic government officials in Afghanistan and Pakistan has been going viral. Some context. After the dance, these boys are you see it, okay, graped, all right, with a grape, with a G. This is a tradition called Bakabazi. After the Taliban came into power, 1996, Bakabazi was banned along with, all right, H to the Omo, all right, sexuality. The Taliban considered it incompatible with Sharia law. Bakabazi is a term for a custom involving, all right, child sexual abuse in Afghanistan, and in historical, and I'm talking in code, in historical Turkestan for a custom involving child sexual abuse by older men of young adolescent male or boys called dancing boys. This often involves sexual slavery and child prostitution by older men of young adolescent male or boys. It can also be practiced by Afghan refugees in Pakistan. So anyway, when you look at the video, it's a bunch of men in a room and two younger boys. They look pre-pubescent. I'll say they look like they might be about 10 tops. And the video shows them twerking. All right, they not unclothed. They dressed. Everybody fully clothed, but it's like the men are around them playing music, and the two boys are dancing for the men. Okay, and I'm just gonna read some of these comments. I ain't gonna even show the video. All right, you see a little quick sample of it, but some of these comments, a guy said, "We saw this a lot overseas. Every electronic device we retrieve from homes, villages, and madrasas. I tried to get more people to cover this, but no one ever wants to touch this subject, not even our own military. Thank you for covering this." And first thing that came to mind is how this is why the other nations are going to be brought into captivity. I'm going to go ahead and get a precept, and then I'm going to go back to those comments. But this is Revelation 2 and verse 26. It says, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. And what did the Lord receive of his Father? The nations. He received the nations and the earth, all right, for an inheritance. All right, to break down, the nations are going to be broken down. All of these ways and customs that they into, they're going to be eradicated, and they're going to be forced to convert to the ways of Israel, right? Which are, the ways of the Bible. They're going to have to serve what we serve. All right, Psalms 2 and 8, it says, "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel." Talking about the heathen. All right. And this in the spirit is talking about Yahweh Shai. You read the last verse, "Kiss the son, lest he be angry." It's talking about Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, all right, beginning with him first and foremost on down to, King David, the rest of the 144,000 in Israel. We're going to have, control over the nations. And we're going to beat this behavior out of them. Because it ain't just Esau that's into this freaky shit. They all into it. When you look at child sacrifice in the Bible, it was people being sacrificed to Molech, right? Let's look at Molech. Okay, Leviticus 18:21, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am Yahweh. All right, and who was Molech? All right, Molech goes back to the word Malak, king, the god of the Ammonites and Phoenicians, to whom some Israelites sacrifice their infants in the valley of Hinnom. So, child sacrifice goes back to the god of, Molech, who's the god of the Ammonites. All right, let's look up Molech. Malak, a Canaanite deity associated in biblical sources with the practice of child sacrifice. And that's what's happening with these little two boys in this video. They're children being sacrificed, man. And it ain't just Esau doing it. And again, Esau, a lot of his shit go back, the shit that he into, it go back to the Canaanites. It go back to the Hamites, all right? So, this is why the scripture said we're going to put them in captivity. We're going to beat them with a rod of iron. Because us just telling them, all right, these are the law, statutes, and commandments, y'all need to do them, that ain't going to be enough. We're going to have to beat this shit into them. All right, they still going to be wanting to do these practices. They still going to be wanting to mess with children. Like, let's go back to the comments, though. Here go one. We have this in the U.S., too. We just call it a drag show, see? That's despicable behavior. Here go another one. See? They talk about the degeneracy of the West. It seems some of their leaders embrace it in their own way. Just as disgusting as our leaders going over to Epstein Island. Pretty much doing the same thing with little girls involved as much as little boys. See, that's why, again, these are the heathen. That's why the Lord said you're going to beat them with a rod of iron. See, and that's very specific. Very specific. Read that again, Revelation 2:27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. Cross-reference. Revelation 12:5. And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. All right, these heathen need to be ruled vigorously. Let's look up vigorously. Let's look up vigorous. I don't even know why I said that. Okay, vigorous. Strong, active, robust, forceful. Yeah, they need to be ruled forcefully. Powerful in action or effect. Right. Forceful, yeah. Intense. Persuasive. Strong. All right, this how the heathen gonna be ruled over. And that's why it's being said over and over, Revelation 19:5, and out of his mouth goeth the sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty. Because the heathen have always had ways and practices that the Most High detest. That's what the Bible calls them, abominations. It's Jeremiah 10 and verse 2. It says, verse 1, hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. And he said, learn not the way of the heathen. Let's look at some cross-references there. Leviticus 18:3 says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. So the Lord was basically saying, don't learn the way of those heathen that's in that land where you going. Leviticus 20:23, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. Deuteronomy 12:30. Take heed to thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, all right, like Molech, child sacrifice, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Okay. These children are being sacrificed, man. Someone said, I have seen them in Afghanistan. Boys for recreation, girls for procreation. That's what they say. It's the mindset of the heathen. Sounds like Greece, Rome. Boys for fun, girls for reproduction only. See? So, this is why, all right, the Lord is coming back to get this earth in order. And these heathen are going to be our slaves, man. All right, we're going to rule over these people. The Lord ain't with this. He allowing their sins to pile up. All right, he going to visit and judge them by the hand of his people, Israel. All right, so endure. Keep fighting the fight of faith. Pray this was edifying. On to the next one. Shalom.